I'm just standing here behind the camera so I can go ahead and add our special guest just as soon as she logs on. So you can just stare at our fireplace for a moment. Let's see. All right, Maddie, I'm going to bring you. Let me bring Alex on camera. So hopefully you can help her. Hopefully she can use yours. Did that work? Hi!
Hey, come on. I hate the iPad. Like this.
Oh, were you using the iPad?
Hold on. Wait, I'm upside down. The iPad, Maddie had it. Okay. My phone didn't have the option, but the iPad.
Hi! Are we still there?
Make sure the Wi-Fi is on, right?
Yeah, you're like half screen.
There we go. Because the camera's on like the opposite side of my face, I just work really hard to look at the camera and not naturally at myself. That sounds so conceited, but it's hard not to.
It's hard for me not to watch myself. I guess.
There's looking at my face.
So, babe, can you come and move that down so people can see me?
Oh my God.
Thanks, guys, for your patience as we kind of get this started. It's our first time doing a split screen.
Woo-hoo.
Are you going to move it? Or?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I just could stand up and do it, too. Oh, there we go. Hey, okay.
Is there a reason it's facing this way, not the other way?
So that I can see.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Otherwise, I can't see.
Huh?
I want to be able to see Alex. It's less lonely when you get to talk to somebody. And actually, I can probably move it a little bit lower and a little bit closer, and it'll be better.
Bye, babe. Maddie's hiding in the car with the kids. Well, he's about to hide in the car with the kids. Bye, Katie.
How's your Sunday going, Alex?
It's going well. Trying to get caught up.
All right, well, welcome to everyone who's tuning in. Thanks for spending a bit of your Sunday with us. I've got the fabulous and amazing and incredible Alexandra Lagle here with us today. For those of you who don't know Alex, she is one of LuLaRoe's, gosh, can we say top 5?
Yes.
Yeah, we can safely say she's one of LuLaRoe's top 5 sellers. And so they do a lot of business from their house. They work her and her husband, Maddie, work an incredible amount of hours. And at the same time, they are amazing leaders for Team Rock and Row. We feel very lucky to have both of them on our team, as well as to call them really good friends. What an amazing adventure LuLaRoe is that we get to actually see what we consider some of our best friends who live all the way across the country almost every month. So that's pretty cool. I'm really excited to ask Alex some questions. I've got a really long list of questions that you guys have asked. And we kind of curated our own list too as well. So we've got a few questions that weren't asked in the GCHD that I think pop up often enough that we need to answer them. So some of them we don't know the answers to. Some of them I'm going to have to reach out, or we think we've got a pretty good grasp on it, but we'll be very clear as to when we are speaking authoritatively and know the answer and can confirm. And we're going to be careful to very clearly preface when we're saying this is what we think is going to happen. This is what we've heard. That way we're going to be as clear as we can. So we'll go slowly to be as clear as we can. And let's start out with a good question for Alex. Alex, is there anything you want to say before we get going?
Hi, guys. I'll be as an open book as, I'm always an open book.
So I think we're going to start with the very, very, very first question. And just get that one out of the way right away. And I'm sure somebody at some point will ask the question again, but I'm going to tell you now, we're not going to do repeats. It's being recorded and will be posted, so anyone who missed the beginning can go back and watch. But the most common question that I get, let's see, is that mentors or coaches or the top 100 have their orders curated, meaning at the warehouse we have our orders specially pulled for us so that we have all of the most amazing must-have items, and that lower level retailers just get the leftovers. Alex?
Yeah, so I know we hear this a lot. I get PMs about this a lot. People write this on our ads a lot. This comes up probably 50 times a day for me. And it's a bummer that people feel that way, right? Like, I don't want someone to think that, and I can confirm 100% it's not true. I remember, so we used to, it was May Leadership a year and a half ago, and we got to see like how it works, and everyone got to, I think it was trainers and up got to pull an order, and you got to see how the lines worked. Granted, I'm sure they work a bit differently now, but this was an issue and a myth back then too. And the way it moves through and how quickly these boxes move through, one, the people that work there don't even know what a unicorn is. Guys, outside of LuLaRoe, a bunch of crazy stuff on a shirt, most people don't think it's a unicorn. Having lions on your shirt, they have no clue that is like all the rage and a major unicorn. They can't even see the name. They have no clue who that order is from. And it wouldn't really serve LuLaRoe well to have the best stuff for LuLaRoe and then not the best stuff for your average retailer that's selling, I don't know what the average is, but 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. They want you to be successful. You guys are the bread and butter of the LuLaRoe business. But since this came up and I'm sitting legit where our last order is, let's go through it, right? Hold on. I literally just ordered 800 Carlys. So, hold on. I will show you what 800 Carlys looks like. There's Carlys. I have them organized by size, which is why they're like this. But you guys can see them, right? I'm pretty sure my extra smalls pretty much always look like this. I might have gone through 50 of these so far. You know, they're all the same that you guys, hold on. I have maybe 500 of those. But here's our order. You are going to see there is some black in here somewhere. Not usually an extra small. I don't know about you guys. How often do you get this one? Oh, that one.
Oh, all the time.
An extra small and 2XL. I think we've gone through no less than 300 of those. So guys, here's my order. You can tell me if you think it is super special. I can dig through all the way if you want me to. There's some black. Medium seems to be the best bet for black usually for us. Lots of those ringers, y'all, which sell fabulously with leggings. They sell fabulously with leggings. I actually have a ringer that I love. I'll dig through though. I think there's another question that will have me dig. But no, y'all, we do not get special ones. I can promise you. I do have a lot of amazing unicorns. But that happens based on order quantity. So last month, I'll give you guys some numbers. So last month we ordered, I think, over 11,000 items. That's hundreds of boxes. That's like more than 200,000 worth of inventory in 1 month. Those are big numbers. And as a result of that, I'm going to get unicorns. Am I going to get more unicorns percentage-wise? Probably not. Some months maybe more, some maybe less, just based on literally what is in that bin that they're pulling from. But it doesn't mean I get more. You're just going to see me be able to sneak peek more, like if you're on my page. Because when you order 11,000 pieces, there's going to be a unicorn or two in there. Out of our last Carly order, guys, I pulled out 2. They're not yours either. Sorry, Katie May. 2 huge unicorns out of that 800. You know, I was pretty happy with that. 2 camo, I'm feeling good. So I hope hearing those numbers gives a perspective there. I understand why the thought process comes up. But really, I think it's just a numbers game, y'all. If you order that many, if you order 800, you're going to get some unicorns that I'm able to sneak peek.
Yeah. Also, part of I think the misconception or the misunderstood perception of what's happening happens because some of our top sellers are very good at their jobs.
Yeah.
This isn't luck. This isn't random. This isn't special privileges. This is Alex and Maddie being very hard workers and very, 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 very brilliant at what they do. Alex is one of the smartest humans I've ever met. I believe you graduated high school at 15?
16, but associates at 15.
There you go. She's an incredibly brilliant businesswoman and a very hard worker. So what she does with those unicorns is probably smarter than the average retailer. I want to say over the last 2 weeks, we've seen Alex and Maddie post, I think 3 or 4 different mystery sales featuring a large amount of black. This is not because they got early access to Noir. This is not because they got a warehouse pull. That's not where they got the black from. The black came from months and months and months of hoarding black items from their orders. So when they would get 800 Carlies, if they got 6 black Carlies, they would probably put 3 into their archive and 3 out for sale somehow. Yeah. They're very good at sneak peeking with their unicorns. They're very good at building hype. And so you might feel like they have more unicorns than you do, but they're probably just the same ratio compared to the rest of whatever they get. I'm certain that it's the same ratio as you do. They just might be being a little bit smarter about how they handle it.
Yeah. So for sure. Oh, you keep going.
Go ahead.
So one of the things I didn't know if we wanted to talk black yet, but yeah, people think we have, guys, I can't pronounce it. No class here. Noir. Is that how you say it?
Noir. Yeah, you did good.
Noir. There we go. I was saying Noir, which is not right, I hear. I drink soda, y'all. Is that we have early access to that. First, guys, how silly when we don't. But if we did, y'all, do you think that I would just advertise it out the wazoo? Right? Like, no, one, we don't, but like one, that would be stupid anyway. No, we do not have early access to any of that. What happens is that we order a ton of stuff, and as a result, you're going to get black. And when I get black, some goes right into the album sale, absolutely, because it helps build hype. The others goes on a rack for mystery bags, and the rest go on a rack that get held for future sales. Maybe if I have to build, I don't have anything new coming, warehouse is backed up, I want to be able to have really cute new stuff to sneak peek, gets put out there. If I'm in a rut for outfits, it's always easy to make a cute outfit. We don't typically do black outfits. I'm not opposed to them. I just typically don't. They're not as fun to me. A really pretty like Arrow one or something will help me like get inspiration for some outfits and just get me rolling. But they go in a rack. And so then you'll see a lot at once, and it seems like, well, how did they get 35 black Carlies? I don't have 35 black Carlies. Well, I ordered like 3,000 Carlies last month. 35 black Carlies is really small. Another thing that comes up is, well, they started mistering all these right before the black collection was released. They must have known about it. Nah, guys. Black has started coming in more shipments. Patrick has noted that he has really increased the level of black that he's putting. We've begged for black. He's increased the amount of black that they're putting in the production line. And as a result, in the past month or two, we've gotten more black. We've been getting a little bit more black TC leggings. We haven't seen them much in our OS, but our TC, we've been seeing some black. And in our Carlies, like if we dig through here, in our Carlies, these are all like I will be able to find black in here. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh. That's not black, but it's arrows in that box. All right, there's no black in this one. Ah, there's black. Da-da-dun. There are black, but it's usually like one. Oh, here's another. 2. Probably like 2 tops per box that we see. Digging through here for you guys. Which there's like there's usually like 50 to 60 once I have them shoved like this per box. Lately, 3 months ago it was probably 1 black per like 500 order. And that went right on our rack, because like Katie May said, we leverage those. We don't necessarily mean we leverage it by requiring them to buy an outfit. We leverage it meaning we use it to build hype on our page and excitement. Mystery bag, something like that. Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments.
All right, I'm pulling
Hopefully
a couple
that helps
questions. I'm pulling a couple questions from the comments that we'll get to as we keep going. You ready for another question, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's kind of hard. And it's kind of hard because I feel like sometimes as leaders, we don't always want to give you the information that we know is going to disappoint you. And I want to make sure that we're going to couch this next one with a lot of grace and honesty. And I promise you that I know that for a fact, neither Alex Ladle nor myself nor LuLaRoe has ever lied about this. I can tell you that one of the most common things that gets said about Katie May is that the reason why I'm a top leader, top seller is because I've always gotten to pull my orders from the warehouse personally. I do live close to Corona. I think total in my 3-year journey with LuLaRoe, I've gotten 6 warehouse pulls. 2 were for leadership trainings that I went to, and they stopped doing them at leaderships in the spring of 2016. So 2 were from leaderships. 1 was from a President's Council event that I got to go to, and the other 3 were because I gave a full day of time on each one of those occasions in service to home office and my fellow retailers, meaning I was there all day for board meetings. One of those days was a whole day that I spent with the software development team, just answering questions about what build needs to look like, what bless needs to look like, really boring meetings. And so there's an opportunity cost involved with anyone giving their time to home office or giving their time to serve the retail field. For me at this point, my opportunity cost might cost me, on an average day with really good sales, I might make $800 in profit. That's a pretty good day for me. So if I take a day off, that might make me $800. For Alex, taking a day off is quite a bit more expensive. She sells about 10 times what we do. And no, maybe not 10 times anymore. We've stepped it up. You might be 8 times now. But her opportunity cost is a lot larger. One of the things that LuLaRoe has done recently is that they have been inviting top sellers from across the country to come to home office and to train the retail field on how to do Facebook Live sales. It's been highly beneficial for those in attendance, and it's beneficial for those not in attendance, as those who attend go back to their teams and their teammates and share what they're learning. And it's, rising tide lifts all ships. But in order for Alex and Maddie to take 3 days off, which is the minimum it takes them, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're almost 4 days off. 4 days off to come to California. I think I can safely say it cost them an opportunity cost alone. And I'm gonna way lowball it, you guys. At least $20,000 is the opportunity cost of what they're losing.
That's way lowball.
I know I'm way lowballing. I'm trying not to freak people out. But I also want to keep it into like a reasonable scale. We're talking about a lot of money. And so when these retailers come and they train solidly for 2 days. There's a day of travel on either side. They're allowed 1 20-minute warehouse pull. I want to put this into context for you. This is not making or breaking Alex or Maddie's business, and it is not making or breaking yours. A 20-minute warehouse pull, if you pull as fast as you humanly possibly can, Alex could only pull, I would say, 5% of the number of inventory that you sell in any given month?
Yeah, not even.
Really, really, really low on the ratio of what she actually sells. There was not Noir when she got to go in there. There was not a capsule collection. Capsules are housed differently. And they're always on a different pick line. She can only pick from what was available. And so she got a 20-minute walk through the pick lines to choose as much as she could. It's like supermarket sweep, as much as she could in 20 minutes. And we both talked about this yesterday and said, to some extent, it's a really cool thing to get a warehouse pull. On the other hand, it doesn't always boost sales because the things that Alex and I tend to pick sometimes don't sell, right, Alex?
So we've pulled in May of 2016. I pulled 300 items, which at the time was a lot for us. And I probably sold in our next album sale, which we were primarily album sale people, 10 of those 300 items. Nothing I pulled sold. Because what I like, it ends up not everyone else likes. And that was the biggest, it was very, it was a game changer for me in regards to my mindset, because it taught me that LuLaRoe is doing it right by us not being able to pick what we want to carry, style and print-wise. They know better than us, because I would pick pretty much all florals and some solids and maybe an Aztec or two here. And I wouldn't pick any of the stuff that sells in my album sale. Most of the stuff that sells in my album sale, I understand why people like it, but I would never pick it, if that makes sense. And it ends up, what I really love, people don't. I have great style, I thought. So yeah, that is a crazy rumor that Noir was at the warehouse and that people are picking orders, that the Legos get special orders, that anyone gets special orders. It's nuts. It's nuts. I understand why it seems that way, like I said, with all the black that you guys have seen recently, but again, that's very strategic. I keep my black for a reason. I don't hold it hostage, but I do keep it. It's much more fun to kind of go with a bang with black for us. Than if we get 10 black pieces to just say like quantity 10 and it all sell at once and kind of the hype's all over and then I have 40 other mad people that didn't get their black item. I'd rather just kind of spread out the fun.
All right. I've got a couple more questions that I think are really specific to Alex, or that she would be best suited to answer. And then you guys asked so many great questions. I think we can rapid fire go through and Alex can choose if she wants to stick around, or I know it's like almost dinner time for you guys, so I don't want to keep you super late. One of the questions that I think you would be very great to answer is that there's been a rumor going around that the top 100 in sales don't get into trouble with compliance. Alex, have you ever gotten an email from compliance?
I have gotten an email from compliance.
I have too.
Absolutely. I got an email. Oh, remember when? Okay, this is a great lesson in leadership for us, for the buy-sell trade pages. The Legos used to use the buy-sell trade pages. I was really almost better when they made that change. I didn't necessarily like it, agree with it. Many of the girls on my team built a lot of customer base from the buy-sell trade pages. Most of those customers that we got from the buy-sell trade pages were our harder customers for sure, and are more unpaid. But for whatever reason, I was still mad because change is hard, and I don't like change. I think we went 2 months of abiding by the rules, and one day we just broke, and Maddie went on a spam spree. And it was awful because, one, we've been telling our team not to do it, so we had to put the tail between our legs and apologize to our team. Because that's awful. That was not right at all. And so I went live and explained, like, that was wrong. We aren't perfect. But we also got the email from compliance, you know. I was way more upset for disappointing my team, but still scary to get an email from compliance. And dang it, I deserve that email. Absolutely. So we got an email from that. We've got emails for other things because people love to report us, but they're typically unfounded, but they absolutely do reach out and double check to make sure that we are abiding by the rules. And it's really important, especially as a leader of a large team and a really large group. If you guys are in our page, you know that I take everything, the compliance stuff, pretty seriously. But yeah, we for sure have. We've gotten in trouble. And it's not really funny, but I mean, it's funny to think that we wouldn't, right? That we wouldn't if we do something wrong.
All right. I've seen quite a few comments about things like, I'm just going to address something right now. There's quite a few of like, I just want a percentage of her sales, or I can only sell 3 things. And it's, you know, this self-deprecating kind of a bummer thing, especially when somebody's taking their time to share with you. So I have a couple thoughts I just want to share really quick because I'm seeing quite a few of those comments, and I want to encourage you guys to say, you can be Alex Legal. Now, I don't want to be Alex Legal, and she knows that. Alex Legal probably works, what, like between 80 and 100 hours a week?
We work a lot.
Yeah. And she's manages a much better life balance than I do, and I work less. But, like, I'm not competent to play at her level. But they definitely, when they started, they invested high, which is a risk. I want to be very, very clear. You guys made some really big purchases at the beginning, like all into some of the capsules. You went really, really big, faith-based ordering, and said, we're going to give this a really big shot with no guarantee we're going to sell it all, but we're going to hustle and push to sell it all.
We did that.
Yeah. And so there's some things that set apart really exceptional some of our top sellers from those who maybe are still struggling. And I wrote down just a couple quick thoughts about some of the things that for me stick out. And one is they took higher risks. They made a larger investment. They put in more time. They're not expecting part-time hours. They put in especially in those first 90 days, they put in all of their time.
I was pregnant.
I'm telling you, my top sellers don't sleep. I know that. They have maybe perhaps a different experience in their background, which has given them a different skill set. I love what Deanne said on that CBS interview where she goes, I never said it was easy. I said it was easy for me. Because for Deanne, with her history and experience and her personality, it is easy for her. There's certain aspects of LuLaRoe, while the work is never going to be easy, and Alex hustles really hard, there's portions of it that she is probably more well apt to be successful in because of who she is and how she's made in her work history experience. So I want to encourage you guys that those of you who feel maybe like you're not enough or you're feeling that stuck in the comparison trap, we are here to help you raise your sales. I've been doing videos every couple of days about how to create more engagement in your groups, and that will translate to sales. And we're going to keep training on that. I promise if you're committed to it and willing to put in the work, I believe you can see success in this business. And I know Alex feels the same way, right?
Absolutely.
Thoughts, comments?
Yeah, so guys, all of you really can do this. Katie May covered a lot of it. We put a lot of risk into it. Again, that was our 100% on us. I knew nothing really about LuLaRoe. No one told me to do it. When we started, the Halloween capsule was launching. I could feel the buzz. Again, buy-sell trades were a thing back then. I know. And they were buzzing with excitement. And I told my sponsor, I was like, oh, I'm like taking off work. So it was my second day. And I was like, I'm taking off work. I'm going to get home. I'm going to get a computer. Maddie's taking off work. And we are going to score this capsule. And she's like, girl, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, oh, it is. You watch. So what do you know? We took off work to very demanding, high pay jobs that we had to score this Halloween capsule. We had about 60 VIPs in our group. And we went balls to the walls. I think we spent 20 grand on Halloween. And we took off. And we scored a lot of them. And we had no customers yet. My sponsor reached out and was like, I didn't even hey, I think I'm going to go get some. I'm like, girl, they sold out in about 2 minutes. You gotta, I took off to go get those. So they used to have 2 launches. So they had a second launch and reminded her girl, if you want this, you got to work hard. So I think she scored some of that second launch. Well, then the work was cut out for us. We had 20,000 in Halloween that we had to sell. And so we reached out to everyone. I mean, PM'd everyone. Everyone we know that could possibly LuLaRoe got PM'd. People we didn't know got PM'd. I don't necessarily love that strategy, but that's the strategy we knew at the time. And so that's the strategy we went with at the time. And yes, it did work out in our favor, but we took a huge financial risk for that to happen. And then we worked our tail off for to then sell that product and get that product out. And we've kind of essentially done that ever since. We do grow a group different ways now, but we've always taken the risk. We call it faith-based ordering. I'm order what sells really well, not necessarily replenishing what's sold. These Carlys, for example, I ordered these Carlys well before I had them sold, obviously. But I ordered a ton at once. I don't sell 800 in an album sale. And knowing that I would be able to sell them once I got them, if that makes sense.
And I worry sometimes when Alex says, hey, we ordered 800 Carlys. And of course, she's my very good friend and a teammate. So I worry when she says things like that. But at the end of the day, I know Alex and I know that she's going to sell them. And I also understand that because I've done the same thing where I have ordered outside of what I can even reasonably conceive of being able to sell. And once it's here, I'm not going to let it just sit in my house and I'm not going to fail. I will figure out how to sell it. But that works for me to put that kind of pressure on myself and to take that kind of risk. That is not for everyone. We are not suggesting you do that. No one is telling you that's your way to be successful. We're sharing what works for us.
Right.
I've got another question for you guys. I did just post in the comments, but I'm also going to say it here out of protection for sweet Alex. Please don't PM her. Y'all leave her PMs open for her teammates and for her friends and family. We will ask Alex to do a training at some point again in the next 6 weeks or so and share with you guys, because she's wonderful. And I know that there's nothing that's secretive to her. She loves to share with others and believes a rising tide lifts all ships. But if you all PM her, it's incredibly unfair to her. It's not her responsibility to respond to that, and it's almost impossible once inundated to even remotely. And she won't. I'm going to tell her now. I'm going to give her permission not to, but I also know that she just won't go through her permission to do that. So not a good plan. Ask questions here, and we'll start to maybe save them aside, and we'll have her come back on, as well as the Zintarskis, the Romeros, the Willards, the Blakes, Jonna McCullough, the McCulloughs. There's so many amazing top sellers in GCH, the Wilsons, who can come in and train on what's working for them. And so we'll have them all on here over time to answer questions and to train you guys. Alex, I only have 2 more questions that I think are specific to you. And then again, if you want to hop off, you can. If you want to stick around, I love not talking to myself. This question says, I had an in-home party on Friday night. I overheard 2 ladies talking about how there are all sorts of groups on Facebook that you can get discounted LuLaRoe clothes from. This isn't the first time I have heard that. I know these groups exist. My question, are these types of discounted groups able to be stopped by HO? And also, why would consultants want to sell themselves short?
Well, the second one, I don't know why consultants would want to sell themselves short. Now, most of you, not most, many of you are on my page. I know many of you are on my page to learn. Some of you guys are on the page to shop. That is all good. I'm happy for you to be on my page to learn and shop. You guys will notice I do not discount. The Legos have done before, which was our second month. It was Black Friday, so this is good for it to come up now. Black Friday, and we had these leggings for a month, and they wouldn't sell. And God forbid, 1 month. And we put them on sale. It was our worst VIP we have ever had. We sold the least amount we've ever had. We had the least amount of excitement and hype we've ever had. It was just a big bummer overall. And we learned our lesson quite quickly that we want to be a full price shop and never to discount. We do not discount our product. We are quite a large page. And I think it's important for my downline and for other retailers on our page to see that we don't discount. I don't want to undercut other retailers and make them feel like they have to discount. You do not have to discount these products. They're amazing. All the shoppers on our page will pretty much answer the question for us. If someone asks if there's any deals, like if you say like album sale tonight instead of album release, and they say, oh, what are the prices? Almost always a customer will chime in and say the Legos are a full price shop and they're proud of it. And we absolutely are. And our page is proud of it. It's important to them. They like it. They like knowing that they're getting fresh new inventory and that they're paying for a full price product. I don't want to go to Ross and shop. It's not fun to go to a discount shop to shop. I don't like that. LuLaRoe's not like that. We are boutique clothing. We are amazing, unique, phenomenal clothing. We offer amazing customer service. There is no need for a discount. None. So in regards to LuLaRoe shutting the pages down, sure, I would love the pages go down. But you know what? Those customers shopping those pages, who cares, right? Like, who cares? There's plenty of customers that are shopping full price shops. My recommendation is to go find new to LuLaRoe customers. They have no clue about those. Sure, they might eventually find out. I know I have customers before that have found out about them, but they still shop full price with us. So I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't even give it a thought at all. They are a very small portion, very, very small portion. You might see it, share it in home. So might say, I can get this for discount on so-and-so. Well, wonderful. You also can't return that product to that person probably. I offer great customer service. And if there's any issue, I back my product 100%. They're not going to get that at a going out of business page. They're not going to get that on a discount page. They're not going to get that on a swap page. And I think for most customers, that service, that level of protection for their product is important.
And I think in answer to
love it. 3XL Irmas from the Americana release. Full retail. Boom, girl.
In answer to the first question is, are these type of discounted groups able to be stopped by HO? To some extent, yes, and to some extent, no. There's only so much policing or control of retailers and behavior that can be done. Alex, are those discounted groups wrecking your business?
Nope. No, they get 0%.
Yeah. So one of the things that I know that in our
one of the things that
Alex and I talk about pretty regularly is
you go.
There's like a delay, so we keep talking over each other. We don't know until we start talking. Hi, May. One of the things that I know that Alex and I and the Zentarskis, we're in a group chat pretty regularly, and one of the things that we talk about is, do we have control over this? I mean, we're good friends, so our conversations are very unfiltered, and sometimes we'll start to share about things that are frustrating us or things that, like people discounting and that kind of thing, and we remind each other. We still have businesses, have control over other people, so we get back to business and focus on what we do have control over. The last question that I have for you, Alex, is do you think that you guys will sell all of your noir right away via pre-sale, or even once you get it, selling it right away, or will you put some aside in an archive somewhere?
So we don't know anything yet about limits. So my strategy will totally change based on limits and how flooded the market is with black. So for those that were around last year, black was in excess for leggings. In fact, many of us would get full shipments of black. And instead of now how it would be a happy dance and you would shout to the rooftops and do like fist pumps, it was, why is LuLaRoe sending me more black leggings? Yeah, for real. I know it's crazy to think that way. So we had at one point 3,000 black leggings. We still actually have a vault of them that we kind of put them out, each album sell a little bit, some lives if we need some hype. And yeah, there is, before it wasn't as exciting. And so now I don't know if there's going to be a ton. We won't pre-sell at all. Absolutely not. If it's very limited, we'll probably just keep a lot of it and we've never done black outfits ever. I do think it's a great way to build your business. I don't think that's a bad thing to do. If it's a very well put together outfit, let me clarify that. Please don't do with your noir a ugly piece with a black piece. Your should be, if you do a black outfit, a gorgeous, stunning piece that goes together and everyone would want and love, and they're buying both pieces because they love both pieces, not because it's black. Just that disclaimer really quickly. We will probably slowly release it and keep some, because while I do think it would all sell pretty quickly, I want black for later, right? I want black for my customers that join in 3 months and my black might be sold out. I want black when new customers that are new to LuLaRoe and aren't ready to try the patterns. I have some black in my vault for them. I want black for later because it's exciting. So yeah, I will definitely probably buy more than I sell, and I will slowly release them. Absolutely. Yes, see, people are saying that they would have, Molly's saying she would have black leggings at open house. People would walk. Always.
Just to dispel another rumor that everyone who's successful with LuLaRoe started really early and has been around for forever. I went through very quickly and looked at the top 100 sellers that they announced at convention. And I don't know everyone, but I know at least 6 of them started in 2016. Alex, when did you become a LuLaRoe retailer?
October 15, so 2 years.
So 2 years. And so you started about 2 years into the company, about 2.5 years into the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and,
we're just going to call that
number one.
The only way that you can be successful is if you started really early.
Yeah.
This delay on the split thing is killing me.
I love you.
Next time we just use Zoom and then we record it and we do it later. Are All right, Alex, I'm going to rapid fire through a bunch of these. If you have something you want to add, raise your hand, or if you want to just be like, no, I'm out, peace out, you can go too.
Okay.
Because most of these don't require like lengthy things. Do you want to say anything though before I go through these?
Thanks, guys. We hope this is helpful. Honest book, over here, open book always. Please, don't, and you hear me with PMs, but I do trainings as often as you guys want in here about stuff. There's a few already on the wall. But hopefully to help dispel some rumors.
Thank you, darling. It's always good just to get to hang out with you. I'm going to power through these really, really fast. So if you need to get out your pens and pencils, you can. I'm not reading comments, so I'm going to have to read my notes. Yeah. Big shout out to Alex, you guys. It was incredible of her to give her time and at the last minute, because I kind of asked her at like 11 o'clock this morning if she could do this. She's always so gracious to share her time with others. So question 1, are items returned from consultants going out of business recycled back into the new inventory that we receive from the warehouse? As of October 21st, no, they were not. We are hearing that people are getting some pieces here and there that were or have been clearly are a return. They've got like a sticker on them that shows that they were somebody else's piece, or a business card. I have asked LuLaRoe for confirmation as to whether or not those pieces are going back in at this time, or if those are just a couple fluke pieces here and there. My understanding is at this time, into circulation. They are intended to at some point though. So I'm going to kill 2 questions right here. Somebody else wanted to know about the third-party company that is doing returns. I don't have an answer for you on that. At one point, I know that LuLaRoe did hire a third-party company to start working through the returns. They weren't moving fast enough in processing the returns. So I'm not positive if they took that back in-house or if they're sticking with the third-party company. Ultimately, they're just trying to get through those returns as quickly as possible. The quality over here is really terrible on my end. Is it okay for you guys? It's super glitchy for me. If you can comment, don't put the emojis, but comment and tell me if it's okay. If it's not okay, I'll stop and restart with a secondary question and answer thing. Because the quality over here looks totally awful to me. I just want to make sure you can hear me. I don't care what I look like, really. It is really lagging. All right, we're going to get off and get back on.